Video request. This one's from Kyle Brown, and he goes, "Hey, I was thinking about moving to Colorado in my Grand Caravan due to layoffs here. Is it easy to conceal yourself in Colorado, or is it similar to living in a big city now that weed is legal? I'm actually trying to get a tattoo apprenticeship there." Is it easy to conceal yourself in Colorado? Yeah, it's easy to conceal yourself anywhere. I don't know what a Grand Caravan is though. If you have a big camper van and you want to live out of a car, you should sell your camper van and just buy a normal van because you're gonna get busted. And you're gonna have trouble parking, and it's not gonna be fun, dude. You don't need to live in something that big unless you've got a wife and kids, man. But if you already have it, I guess you might as well try. But it's not going to be very easy. Although there's this Safeway in Northeast Boulder, and there's always this big camper van that's parked there, like days on end. And I think there's people living out of it, and nobody's done anything. Somebody told me like back in the mid '90s, and they lived in Boulder for a while, and they told me that it's actually legal to sleep in your car in Boulder. I don't know if that's true or not, but. But yeah, if you live in a van, you can pretty much live in your car anywhere. You just move around, and I never really had a problem. But I was smart, I'm not one of these brazen, stupid, nervy people who will just sleep in the same place all the time. I'm good. I'm stealthy. I move around, but I would have been scared shitless trying to do that out of a caravan, out of some big ass camper van. So let's see. Is it easy? Or is it easy to conceal yourself in Colorado, or is it similar to living in a big city now that weed is legal? I don't understand the question. You're implying that it's more or is it similar to live in a big city? It's like you're implying that it's harder to be anonymous in a big city than a small city. It's easier to be anonymous in a big city, just like it's easier to hide a needle in a larger haystack than a smaller haystack. The larger the city, the easier it is to be anonymous. And now that weed's legal, so now that weed's legal, that's going to make it harder to be anonymous in a car. Why is that? Because all the people who live in van are stoners, and so now all the van-dwelling stoners are going to move to Colorado. I don't think that's true. I had a lot of people who live in vans because they're poor, and a lot of poor people are not stoners. It's the people who make money and the educated people who are the ones who smoke weed. It's the poor people who don't. The poor people are the really, are the Nazis, The uneducated people who have low-paying jobs and stuff. Those are the fundamentalist Christians who go to church every Sunday and think that everybody's going to burn in hellfire and think that weed should be illegal. People live in, but I mean, young people live in vans and young people smoke weed, so it is kind of a, two-edged sword. There are a lot of homeless people or bums begging for money in Boulder, and there might be. So I don't know if now that weed's legal, more people are going to come here to try to. But I mean, you can buy weed anywhere in the world. I mean, anywhere in the world isn't pretty much anywhere in America. It's pretty easy. So I think it will draw a lot of people, marijuana being legal, to Colorado, but it'll be normal people. Not people live in vans. Is it easy to conceal? How easy it is to conceal yourself in Colorado as opposed to other states? I haven't lived in my van in Colorado, so I really don't know. Wait, hold on. I did. I went to college in Fort Lewis and Durango, Colorado, and I lived in my van for 2 years in Colorado. And I lived in the same place. I parked my van and just left it there all year, in the middle of this dirt road as it went down, so I had nothing around me, and nobody bugged me. Once I camped in the actual college campus and the cops busted me, even though it's not in their jurisdiction, the college camp should do it, and they made me go to court and I had to pay $40. But once the cops busted me in town and they were cool, they didn't give me a ticket or anything, and they just told me to camp outside the city limits, which is only because it's a town. It was just outside, and that's legal. You just pass the city limits. It was only a mile away, and as long as you're outside the city limits, it's actually legal to sleep in your car. The only thing you would want to worry about is bandits and stuff. But I don't see that's happening in America, unless you're in a poorer part, a crime-ridden place. In which case, I don't know. Depending on how hardcore you are, maybe you could just get a gun. And if a bandit wants to rob your car, you could shoot him in the face and declare stand my ground or something. I hate bandits, dude. I hate bike thieves. I hate crime. In fact, I think I switched my opinion on the George Zimmerman thing. I did a video what I think about Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman, and I was siding with Trayvon Martin, but now I'm going to side with George Zimmerman because that kid. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to side with Trayvon Martin because George Zimmerman had a gun and he should have just pointed it at the kid, and then the kid would have run away. Why do you let the kid jump you first? Yeah, so I still side with Trayvon Martin. Anyway, it has nothing to do with this video. Sorry, I got way sidetracked. But I don't think you're going to get carjacked in Colorado. You could camp anywhere. In fact, I've done that. Back in '96, I drove around. I lived in my van and around Colorado, and Colorado's a great place. Colorado, there's no crime. In fact, Colorado, I think, is the best state in America. People are very like the Front Range is very good, well off economically. There's not that many bad neighborhoods. I think the only bad neighborhood, or the worst neighborhood, and I don't even know how bad it is, would be Commerce City in northeastern Denver. But Boulder's, like, there's no crime at all. Like, I know people who don't even lock their houses and stuff, you know. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. Because I wouldn't want the criminals to come here. But yeah, Colorado's a great place, man. Oh my God, you cannot go wrong moving to Colorado. Can't believe I'm saying that out loud. I'm like inviting everybody to come to Colorado. But because people have swarmed to Boulder over the last 20 years. But it's been like the right kind of people, like athletic type of people, which I like. So yeah, do it, man. Good luck. Do it. But Grand Caravan, I mean, you'd be living a little bit more luxuriously than in a car, but you just made yourself a fucking target. You just painted a huge target on yourself by having some big old van. Or I don't even know what a Grand Caravan though is. A Grand Caravan is just like a big Dodge van or something like that. Then yeah, it's wicked, dude. Have fun. Hit it up. You got a reliable American car. An engine that's not going to blow up every fucking 2,000 miles. So, have fun, Kyle.